All right, y'all, it's me. I'm back. Welcome to my channel. So if you watched my video earlier, the one that I most recently posted about I tried drugstore concealer and foundation, and I'm just gonna let you watch that video so you can see what did not happen. I was not happy with it. I did take, I did take my oil here, and I tried to fix the foundation. I tried it by itself. It's just, I returned it. Like, it had to go. I'm sorry. It's not my thing. I did, however, decide one of the items, like I was so mad at it, I still don't know where it is because I threw, oh, here it is. One of the items that I tried and I wasn't happy with was the e.l.f. 16-hour camo concealer. Can you see that? Okay, and the reason I wasn't happy with it was I was fine for highlighting here. I was fine for highlighting my nose, my cupid's bow, my chin. It caked and creased all in the corners. It looked terrible all throughout here, and then it literally left like these like open spots in between my eyes, something I've never seen before. So I decided to go ahead and keep this one because I have not played with it yet, and I'm going to give her one more try before I return it. FYI, that is one of the great things about the makeup industry. Most brands, not all brands, they do allow you to return them. I also apologize for my appearance because it was my son's first day back to school, so I'm exhausted. I didn't get any sleep last night. I wanted to make this video because one of the targeted areas I really wanted to hit first was women who want to learn how to glam and are on a budget. We can't all afford Too Faced. We can't all afford Tarte. We can't all afford, La Mer. We can't all afford Dior. It'd be nice, but, we can't. And not for nothing, but even though those products I listed, they're fantastic, if you can find a dupe that works great and is a lot less expensive, why not go for it? So that's why I thought I would start my video, my big video off with, let's try some drugstore products. Because I have yet to find a drugstore foundation that I like. I am a ride or die Too Faced Born This Way fan, okay? Concealer, I am a ride or die just like every other beauty influencer in the world, my Tarte Shape Tape. But I wanted to find something that I could really show people who maybe don't want to spend that much money on something, or maybe something that's really comparable. And so basically what I did was I returned that god-awful foundation. It was, I listed it in my previous video. We're done talking about it. So I had also heard a lot of really good things about the Milani. It's called Conceal and Perfect 2-in-1 Foundation Plus Concealer, okay? So I decided to go and try this because I'll be very honest with you. When I was at the store earlier, at the drugstore, I really contemplated back and forth, and I should have went with my gut with the Milani because I had their palette, it's called the Soft and Sultry palette, and I love it, okay? Absolutely love it. So I should have stuck with my guns. I didn't. I went with what everyone was advising me was the best drugstore. I hated it. So what we're going to do now, it's going to be a little lengthy, I'm sorry, because I'm still salty, okay? I'm salty. We are going to go ahead and I'm going to continue with some drugstore products. Now, granted, not everything I use in this video is going to be drugstore because I don't have the money to just go buy a whole bunch of drugstore makeup products. But I did have the luxury of being able to get this foundation as well as the Milani Conceal and Perfect. It's long wear concealer. Okay, so we're gonna try these two bad boys together. Hopefully it's not a disaster like our last one. And I am also in that video that I had tried to do earlier where things just really got messed up, I heard that this e.l.f. Poreless Putty Primer was really great to give you that tacky airbrush finish, to really help fill in them pores. And I'm gonna get up close so you can see. I mean, girl has got some black circles. I got some puffiness. I got some pores coming out. Full moon tonight. It could potentially, be that time of the month. I call her Karen. Karen might be coming to visit. So let's just say that, this area right here is the area that really needs attention, okay? And so that's what we're going to do is we're going to do a whole face. So with this putty primer, the instructions clearly state on there, make sure that your face is washed, it's clean. The only thing it is moisturized. So once you get it moisturized, we're gonna open it up and we're just gonna do this with our fingers. Now, what I like to do is, you can see I'm not lying. I did try earlier. I'm gonna get in there with my fingers, okay, and I'm just gonna rub it around, get a good little amount, kind of rub it together, and I'm gonna rub this all over my face. Now, once I get done rubbing this all into my face, my neck, everywhere, we're gonna put we're just gonna hit our whole entire face. The areas where I am more prone to caking or creasing, or just those areas that I really, really want that full coverage on, I'm really trying to hide what's going on. What I'm gonna do is, now that I've applied it to my face, I'm gonna put my finger in there and get product, and I'm gonna dab it. And we're just gonna dab. We're just dabbing. It's okay if you can see it a little bit, because what we're trying to do is create that nice, smooth, blurred effect. So we're just getting in there right now and we're dabbing it so we can blur out our issues. And just looking like in my up close mirror, I know you guys probably can't see it and I'm sorry for that, but I can already like see a difference where I'm focusing more on the side and then instead of the side, how my pores, they are looking smaller. So that's one of the really cool tricks that I like to do when I'm having a bad skin day. Because you know how sometimes you just have a great skin day? You're just like, whew, my skin looks great, like woohoo. And then some days you're just like, oh my God, somebody like give me a facial, like send help. And today is one of those days I feel like, you know, we need to send some help, but that's okay. So we're gonna dab that. I'm gonna dab it right here too, because I have a really bad wrinkle right there, because I'm not luxurious enough for Botox yet. We're working on it. Subscribe to my channel, by the way. If you're watching this, please hit the subscribe button if you'd like to be notified when I upload new videos. You can also hit the bell at the top. And if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, share it. So we're dabbing, and then this one you want to wait 30 seconds before you start applying anything to it. So what we're gonna do is, I also, because I had talked to a bunch of people who use drugstore makeup, and I had also watched like videos and reviews. Like I really did my research on this so I could try to find like the best drugstore makeup. As you guys all know, if you've been watching my channel, I only have one blush because I just love it, and it's like, if it's broke, don't fix it. It's a super cheap blush. It's by Essence. I absolutely love it. Well, I heard really good things about Wet n Wild, so I got this blush that we're gonna try today, and then I also heard good things about their illuminating bronzer, and I don't have a whole lot of illuminating bronzers. I have like 2 shades in my Smashbox palette, but they're smaller, and I don't really get in there as much with them because they're so tiny and I like a big brush. So we're gonna try this one out today too. I did swash both of these on my wrist. You can't see because I wiped it away, and I was pretty happy with it. This one didn't seem to have a whole lot of pigment at first, but it seemed like it could build. Now this, on the other hand, I really liked like just the first swatch. But again, keep in mind, you can't judge everything by a swatch. And secondly, let's also keep in mind that these are my views, my opinions on how this makeup is working for me and working for my skin. Everyone is different, okay? I'm not knocking anyone. I am just gonna give you my honest opinion on if I like it or not. Because like I said, let's face it, if I don't have to spend a ton of money, then I'm not going to. But at the same time, one of the issues I had previously, I promise I'm gonna shut up and get to this, was that like I'm like 3 pumps, okay, and I am like caking this on my face, and I mean it took me like forever just to blend it in and get it, and it still just looked awful, you know. That's one of the things I love about this. It's 1 pump, it blends, it's fast, boom, bam, done. Cake. Same with this, boom, bam, done. We're good, we're Gucci, okay. So I am trying to find products that we can do that with, okay? And that they're affordable and that you guys can find, and that, you know, if you're really just now starting to get into makeup, I don't blame you for not wanting to get high and stuff, because 1, maybe you don't know what you're doing. 2, maybe you don't know what you're buying. So it's not a bad idea. Everybody's got to start somewhere. So I think I probably rambled on now for enough time to where we can go ahead and get our damp beauty sponge. This one is actually the Beauty Blender brand. This one that you see me use, this is a Real Techniques. And this one, I have absolutely no idea who makes it. I got it because it was black. I love black. It's my favorite like go-to wear color. I don't know, I just love it. So I was like, oh, black sponge, that's so cool. All right, so let's get in there and see what is up. Now, one thing I'll mention again that I don't like about drugstore stuff is that you can't test it out to see if it's your shade. Now, I'm usually pretty good at shade matching, but because I really wanted to just do a full face first impressions drugstore, I have not swatched this. I haven't pumped it. You're gonna see when I pump it on my hand, because when you first get into something, you have to kind of hit it a few times. So already, I mean, I'm just liking the appearance of this. I mean, it looks high end. It looks nice. So I just use the back of my hand. What I'm gonna do is I'm going to get it going. All right, so we got a pump on there. I'm gonna hit it one more time. There we go. Might be a little too much, that's okay. That's one of the really great things about a beauty blender, beauty sponge, whatever you use, is that it's gonna kind of absorb that product. So we're just gonna get there and we're gonna dampen on there and we're gonna start applying to our face. And we're going to pray that it is not like that last one I used. So far, I'm already liking it better just by the way it feels. And just by the fact that, oh my gosh, guys, look what it's doing. It's blending like it's supposed to. All right, so let's beat the face. And the other one like changed my hairline. Like I've washed my face so many times and I'm actually loving this Milani already because it's starting to actually fix my hairline where that other one destroyed it. I mean, it turned it a different shades in my skin. Oh, it was awful. I'm sorry. I need to stop complaining about it. I shouldn't be talking so bad about a product, but I tried. I tried to love it. I tried to like it. Okay. Take my finger, kind of smooth that a little bit. Yeah. All right, so already this one's already much better because we are almost done blending. We've almost got it completely blended into the face. I like to blend it up into my ear. Really want to make sure we're going all the way down. I'm gonna take a look, make sure you don't have any cakey spots, any blotches. Another reason why I really love a sponge because it really, really helps with that. Now, right off the bat, I'm really enjoying the coverage. If you wanted something a little more full coverage, I always like to use I call it a beauty mark, birthmark, freckle, whatever you want to call it. I don't know, this little guy right here. If you can see that, that means that I'm wearing more of like a medium coverage foundation. It's something that's a little more natural looking because that's kind of my go-to look. You're never going to see me like completely full coverage unless, like I said, it's an event. Like if I'm going somewhere and I really, really am doing it up. But yeah, okay, already this is great. I'm loving this. I like the way it feels. It's breathable, it's moving, it's blending. It's a good match for my skin tone. We're in business, guys. Okay. All right, shut up and check your face, girl. Make sure you likes it. I do. I do. Ooh. All right, this is also a good point to point out the places that I put concealer. Okay, so let's look right here. See right there? We're gonna have to put a concealer there. We get that redness on our nose. Nobody likes that, okay? So I'm gonna conceal here and here. Well, I'm just gonna do it, you're gonna see. This, again, I'm not sure if it's gonna be my color, but already, I'm already liking this foundation, so I think we're gonna be just fine. And I don't think I took the label off completely. Whew, it's been a day, y'all. It has been a day. All right, let's just throw that right there. Give it a good shake. All right, let's open her up and see what it's like. All right, it's got a cute little doe foot. It's not too big though. It's one thing I sometimes I really like a really fat doe foot, and sometimes I like a really thin one because I have really thin eyes. So I'm gonna go down like this, and we're just gonna go over. Now this one, unlike my Tarte Tape Shape, I did have to get in there more than once, but that's okay. That's not a no for me, just because I might have to hit it a few times. All right, so these are, oh, I forgot my nose. Most important part. So these are the areas that I like to conceal. And it's also kind of like a highlighting effect. Like it just brightens things out. It just makes you look more alive, more awake. So let's see how this blends. All right, already, I'm liking the way it's blending out. I'm liking the brightening effect it's giving me. I'm liking the coverage that I'm getting from it. Oh yeah, this is already way better. And it's not drying too fast, because that's something that I really hate in a concealer, because I like to put it all on at once like I did. I don't have to like to go in sections. I like to blend it in sections clearly, but I don't like to have to do just one section at a time, because that's something you have to be really weary about with some concealers, is that they will, like, as soon as you put them on your face, they're like, and they're drying on there. You're like, oh crap, what do I do now? Like, this side looks great, and this side is still a bunch of lines, and it looks like I have war paint on. Which, let's face it, I mean, makeup is our war paint, ladies, right? Like, when we are feeling ourselves, when we are doing the most, we have got our face on. All right, so like I said, already, I'm definitely liking this. So far, it's getting the Chris seal of approval. Granted, I know that, you know, I'm not like this huge, giant beauty influencer, working on it, but just from what I do know about makeup, because I have been doing makeup for years. I mean, years and years and years. Makeup on myself, makeup on other people. I've never done it professionally, but I've always done makeup. Okay. Now, I am a little concerned with like how the inner corner of my eye doesn't seem to want to be like blending, but that's okay, because everywhere else is looking great. Great. So what I'll do is I'll just kind of like rub my finger like that. Not like rub, just kind of like I'm tapping again like I did with that primer that we used, and just kind of like tap it away. I've just found, because my fingers are so small, that once I get it blended and like everything looks good, this method that just works best for me, to just kind of get in there and tap those littler areas. Okay. And then another thing too to remember, once you've applied all of this stuff, right, you gotta set it. And you don't want to try to make a lot of facial expressions and move it around before you set it. So what I do is I make sure it's blended. I do the tapping, because I don't want to set creases or wrinkles. Does that make sense? Are we following along? Good, I hope so. All right, so we are going to go ahead and set this bad boy. We're gonna get into our Kat Von D Contour Shade Light palette. I'm going to use this shade and this shade. Excuse me, I lost my voice. I have allergies today. My son woke up with allergies today too. I don't know what is going on in the world right now that we are all suffering like this, but yeah. And you want to use a damp beauty sponge, not a wet beauty sponge, where I've been like literally doing this all day and cleaning it and wringing it out. You're gonna have to excuse me. This one's a little too wet. We'll clean that up later. You don't want it sogging wet. Damp. Keyword damp beauty sponge, not soaking wet beauty sponge. But I like to use the Real Technique one for this, and then I also like to use a brush. That's a little too wet right now, so we're not going to use that. I'm sorry. I'm just going to get into it with my brush. And we are going to use, where did you go, little guy? We're going to use this little Bare Minerals brush. Again, I have little eyes. So I'm going to get in there with those colors that I had stated. And we're going to set these bad boys, because we want this to stay where it is at. We don't want it to go anywhere. We got our dark circles covered. We don't see any wrinkles. I don't see any creasing or caking, which is fantastic. This is already so much better. Like, I'm actually really digging this, y'all. I am legit liking this. And I'm pleasantly surprised because of just how extremely disappointed I was earlier with that video. All right, so now I'm gonna go with my Bare Minerals matte. This is loose powder. I'm in the shade Fairly Medium 5. What I do is I take the lid off, I open up the cap, I dump it into the lid. This is how I'm gonna set my face. You can literally set your face with any kind of powder you have. I have a Bare Minerals pressed powder. I have a translucent powder that I use. Whatever you're comfortable setting your face with, set it. And the reason that you wanna set it is because this is what's gonna help lock your makeup in. So I know you hear setting a lot and you're like, oh, you set with powder and you set with spray? Yes, you do. You wanna when you're putting something wet on your face, you wanna set it with a powder because that's really what's gonna give you that flawless, natural look. So like if you see already, look at the progress we're making. Can y'all see that? I'm filming today in my dining room because I wanted some natural light to come in instead of just like my bedroom lighting, which isn't necessarily the best because again, this is a drugstore review. So I wanted to be like brutally bare and honest with you guys. And I'm digging it so far. Okay. Now, typically at this point, I would go in with my go-to products, my Smashbox. This is one of my favorite things to highlight and contour and bronze with, my Smashbox highlight and contour palette. I'm not going to use that today because I did buy a drugstore brand, which is this. It's the Wet n Wild. This one is Ticket to Brazil. So what I'm gonna do is take my big fluffy brush. If I can figure out how to open it. Whoops. Come on, man. I opened you up to swatch, you open up. This is what happens when you have anxiety and you bite your fingernails and you have not had them done since the beginning of July was the last time I did it. So I'm gonna get in there with my fluffy brush, I'm gonna tap it. We're gonna apply this and see what we think. Okay. Okay. Not bad. Not bad at all. It's got a nice buildable coverage color on. It's got a nice buildable color on it. It's like not too much like at one time, but it's still definitely noticeable. I mean, granted, it's you know, it's not my Smashbox, but I think this bad boy was like $2 and some change. We'll call it $3 just to, you know, play fair. And then we're gonna want to get down here under our neckline. We don't want any harsh lines. We want this all to be blended out. We're hitting our key points that we would contour with. Now, this is gonna seem a little strange. Some people, here's what I wanna tell you about makeup. You can watch people do it. You can watch the products they use. You can hear everything, but until you try it and learn your way and what works best for you, that's really gonna be the best thing. I don't always do my makeup necessarily the same every single time, like contour wise. But I really just, with this look, I don't want to take a powdered contour to it because I feel like I'm already really matte right now and I kind of want to brighten it up a little bit. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my NYX Wonder Stick. One end is my dark contour. The other was if I wanted to highlight. I'm not going to use the highlighting in today because I don't need it. I mean, look guys. Look how much better that looks. Look at us, we're so beautiful. Now I will say that I am starting to notice a little bit of like caking underneath the eye as far as where the concealer goes. So I might not be as huge of a fan of that as I am of the foundation. Again, that could also be the primer that I used. I don't know, it could also just be bad skin. But I am noticing after a couple minutes and like talking and things like that, and even after setting it with powder, it is getting a little wrinkly, and I'm not really digging that. But everything else, the foundation so far has my thumbs up. So when you're learning to contour, you need to learn the shape of your face. Same with bronzing. I always tell people to go like this. Find your cheekbone. I should not look in the camera, and I should look in the mirror when I do this because I'm gonna look a hot mess. And then I'm gonna go under the nose, under the lip, and then I'm gonna make an X, make an X, and make an X. Oh, sorry for my allergies, man. It's crazy, y'all. It's so crazy. All right, and then we are just going to blend again. We're gonna blend in this contour. We're mixing it up so that way we can really just get that nice, defined, sculpted appearance. And then you can kind of see I'm like just like tapping it. I'm not necessarily, like I'm kind of going in circular motions like that to get it blended out. And you always want to check your hairline because contour will sneak up on you like that. Like see, like right up in there. And you definitely want to make sure that you're getting it all so you don't have any dark spots left. All right. So that is looking pretty good. If you really want to be extra, I know you see people do it all the time. This is a part I will skip from time to time, but I'll show y'all. You can do it down here, and then right here. And this is just, again, going to help with that chiseled, defined face look. Which, let's face it, that's what we all want, right? We all want a chiseled, defined, perfect face. I wish I had better lighting. Again, I'm working on that. My studio that I am going to be able to start using, I have to actually wait for him to get back from vacation. He's on vacation right now. And I have to like go in and meet with like the owner or whatever and stuff like that. And that's just something that, you know, when we had talked about, like, these are going to be planned videos that are going to be done at the studio and not just planned like by me, but as well as, you know, the owner of the studio, just to make sure that I'm not an inconvenience and I can use the studio at my leisure. So like I said, again, I'm sorry that all my videos have bad lighting and sound or whatever, but they're going to get better. Okay. We all have to start from somewhere. Okay, so right now I'm pretty happy. Other than this, where, like I said, it's starting to cake up on the inner parts of my eye. But other than that, I'm pretty happy with it. Like I said, the foundation, I'm happy with the way the contour is sticking to the foundation. I'm happy with the way my powder set the foundation. I love the way that this feels. I don't feel like I'm wearing makeup. So for this look, honestly, like the only thing I would probably change, like when I'm doing it in my everyday routine, would just, I'm probably gonna just stick with my Tarte. I have yet to find anything better than Tarte, and that's even like expensive makeup wise. I haven't searched that hard. If you've watched any of my other videos, I've talked about, I do have a cart that is, you know, waiting for me to purchase. When I'm laying in bed at night and I can't sleep, I read reviews and I research makeup and I do all these things, and I'm always trying to find, like, you know, the top rated products, and, you know, but I want to see it on different things, because you're always going to hear me talk about makeup as a personal thing. What works for me might not work for you, and vice versa. So yeah, right now, like I said, I haven't tried too hard, because it's like, if it's broke, don't fix it. But the reason I'm on this concealer journey that you guys have been on me with is because I'm trying to find you guys a concealer that isn't as extreme as this and it isn't as expensive as this, because this is really for like the makeup girl. Okay, me. Anyways, so now what I like to do is I like to go in with my blush first, and then I hit it with my highlighter. So we are going to try out my snazzy new blush that I got. And again, it was really affordable. It was like $2 and some change, so we'll say like $3. I'm gonna go with my Morphe M1. Gonna drop it on the floor first. Let's clean that off, because that's just not good. I'm gonna go in with my Morphe M105 brush. Can you see that? And we're going to use this blush. It's in the color Pearlescent Pink. So this is what's going to give us a little bit more shimmer. Ooh, look at that pigment, y'all. Can you see that? I went in a little too much. All right, so for blush, smile, apple to your cheekbones, and then up. Ooh, that's a pretty color. Ooh, that's really pretty. That is a very, very pretty color. Can you see that? versus over there. Like, look how pretty that is. We have to do the same on the other side. So 1, 2. And then I always hit the end of my nose, whatever product's left from my blush, and I just blend that up. I'm just blending it up. Okay, I'm pretty happy with that. Again, foundation, still good. Granted, I haven't been wearing it a long time. I don't know how it's gonna hold up to like heat, sweat, you know, all day, anything like that, touch-ups. The concealer, like I said, I can definitely see some like cracks and crevices underneath my under eye. So yeah, the concealer, like I said, it's not, you know, if it's not holding up while I'm filming a video, I highly, highly doubt, you know, this is something that I would want to wear to an event or somewhere where I was sweating. This would be a concealer that I would say I would probably use on like a good skin day when I didn't have dark circles or puffiness, or I just wasn't really looking for a whole lot of full coverage. And that's just me being nice right now. I'm just trying to be nice. Like, I don't want to start off my YouTube channel just being like a makeup bitch. So what I'm doing is I'm taking it's a brush I got from Sephora. This is what I use for concealer. And I'm kind of just like dabbing out those creases right there. And then I'm going to go back into, actually I'm not going to go back into that. I'm going to use my translucent setting powder for this one. Just to see if we can stop this. Because I've got it fixed. So we want to see if we can just like stop it from cracking. Probably not going to be able to, like I said. I mean, it is drugstore concealer, but it is definitely not the worst I've used. I like it better than that crappy Wet n Wild one I tried. I'm already definitely liking it better than the e.l.f. one. For sure. Again, sorry about the allergies. Every other word. And I even took my medicine. I don't know. Okay, so now we're gonna highlight. And the brushes that I like to use to highlight, I have 3 different ones. I have this brush. I have a bigger brush that I like to use. And then where's my little guy? Where's my little girl? And then I have this one. I didn't get any drugstore highlighters. Again, like I said, I didn't really have a whole lot of money to spend, and I didn't really want to, and I have perfectly great highlighters. I will get on that hunt sooner than later. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start off with my Urban Decay, and this is Urban Decay Afterglow 8-Hour Powder Highlighter. It's in the color Sin. I'm going to take my big brush. I'm going to go in there, and I'm going to hit the tops. Kind of like right where you put the blush, because it's really just gonna give it that extra. See? Can you see the difference? That natural lighting. I'll do a close-up when I get done. Okay, and then I like to just kind of come down like that, and then I like to take a little unicorn brush. See, it's like a little unicorn. And this is my Too Faced Love Light Ray of Light. When I was actually coming out to film this first video, I had to bring all my makeup out from my makeup vanity where I normally do it to right here at in my kitchen at my dining room table, and I dropped this and it fell out, and I was like, oh no, but guess what, guys? It didn't break, and I could put it right back in the palette. How wonderful. So we're gonna go in there. We're just gonna hit the same spot again because we just really wanna highlight. We want to awaken the beast, because right now I look like I am on the struggle bus, and I am on the struggle bus. I am driving the struggle bus today. Today has been just freaking struggle bus city, okay? Now, to be extra, I am going to go ahead and bust out my Smashbox palette. And the reason I'm going to do that is because I want to kind of talk about some different highlighters. So when you see these white ones, a lot of people get really confused. They have a really pink high pigment. This one's going to be like a really matte normal one, and then these are like kind of like just rosy colors. I guess would hope if I showed you. So I'm going to be a little extra today, and I'm going to go in here with this one. A little goes a long way, guys. And I'm just going to hit it. Can you see that already? That light reflecting it. Now, I don't go crazy with highlighter like I see a lot of people do. I kind of, like I said, I'm more into that, like, just that natural finish. And then I'm gonna hit my Cupid's bow right here. Yeah, okay. All right, guys, so what are we thinking so far? Not bad, right? Not bad for drugstore, y'all. Milani, like I said, I should have went with my gut. I love their eyeshadow palette. I should have went with my gut. Lesson learned. Now, I will say, as far as bronzing goes, I feel like I could be a little more bronze. I feel like I could use just a little bit more. So I'm gonna go with my Bare Minerals. This is Invisible Bronze Powder, Fair to Light. And I'm just gonna get in there and I'm just gonna kind of darken it up a bit. And we'll mix really, really well with that nice highlight too, just so that way we look nice and defined. Because I know we contoured and I know we put some highlight on, but, I mean bronzer on, but you can never really have too much. All right, so now we're gonna get moving on to our eyes. Sorry, my nose is itching. Oh look, I even itched it and it didn't mess it up too bad. Look, I can just dab it and fix it. That's fantastic. I love that. I freaking love that. All right, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna set it with setting spray. What setting spray does is it makes sure that your makeup doesn't run off everywhere. It makes sure that it stays how you set it with that powder. So right now, I'm out of my favorite, which is Urban Decay. Just like, I'm not out, but I only have like a little bit left and I haven't got a new bottle yet. This one is by Koki and it's Set and Forget Long Lasting Makeup Spray. And so I'm just gonna use this one, and you wanna give it a couple sprays first. See how it's kind of aggressive, and kind of come back and just, you can even, if you wanna be really extra, you can go down your T-zone, make a T, make an X. And at this point, I normally would be in my room where I have my blow dryer, and I would literally put it on the cool setting and just dry this in, because while I'm working on my eyes and my eyebrows and all of that, I want to make sure that this stays in place. I want to make sure that my face stays looking, you know, really nice. All those highlights, everything that we put on there. As you can see, I've got a nice finish. All right. So what I always use, personal preference, to prep my eyes, I've been through a lot of eye primers. It's my favorite. It's also technically an eyeshadow. It is the MAC Painterly Pro Longwear Paint Pot. This little guy, I use it almost every day. I mean, talk about getting your money's worth. Like, it looks like I never use it, and I use it every day. So what I do is I just get in there with my finger. I'm gonna go over the crease. Not the crease, I'm gonna go over my whole freaking lid. Who am I talking about? We're gonna do the whole lid. Can you see that? It just makes like a nice, I don't know, smooth tone. And it sits really nicely. You don't have to set it. It just gets everything nice and ready to go ahead and put your eyeshadow on. Sorry guys, I'm being so picky about this because like I don't like this at the inner corner. I'm not used to it. My Tarte doesn't do that. It doesn't do that to me. But that's okay because we're gonna put a lot of shadow on there. So if I could really just get this part under control, we'd be fine. All right, let me get my brushes. All right, so today we're gonna use the Milani Soft and Sultry palette. I love, love, love this palette. I mean, guys, we have a matte, a shimmer, a matte, so you can get all of those light colors on there. Then the second row, we have a lot of great transition shades. We had a lot of great dark shades. We have shimmers. We have, I mean, this is a fantastic palette. I love, love, love this palette. So what I'm gonna do is get hold on. Sorry, I'm not as put together as I should be, y'all. I'm a little stressed. And then what I always do with my brushes is I always kind of wipe them on my arm, my leg, like whatever, my hand, just to make sure that there's no like leftover product from like yesterday's makeup, especially if I'm doing like a different look. Because let's be real, we don't always clean our brushes like every time we use them. But I definitely do try to get the product off so that way it's not going everywhere. So what I'm gonna start with is I'm going to go in with this first shade right here, and that one is called Tan Nation. I'm gonna get my brush in there and tap it off, and then you wanna leave your try to put your eyebrow up when you do this, okay? And you really just, you know, this part you don't have to be as precise with, because what you're doing is you're just creating, you want to build your eyeshadow. You never ever want to start off just ba-bam with the dark. You want to end with the ba-bam, okay? So we're going to go in there. We're using windshield wiper motions. That's what these are called, windshield wiper motions. The bus, oh, hold on. The wheel, you know what I'm talking about, the stupid wheels on the bus songs. I'm about the windshield wipers on the bus, but yeah, you catch my drift. And then we're just going to do the same thing to the other eye. Again, keeping that eyebrow up. Windshield wiper motions, getting it all over, making sure we're creating a nice base. You know I'm all about that bass. I don't have copyright, so sorry, I shouldn't be singing. But I'm not famous yet, so no one's gonna report me. All right, so once I have that shade in, then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go in with a little bit of a darker shade, this one right here, and that one's called Smokin' Hot. So I'm gonna dab the same brush. I always want to dab the excess off. And this time, I'm really just going to kind of focus more on my lid and not so much hitting where I hit that other eyeshadow. We're going to go more on the outer corner, the lid, and we're really just blending. Just blending. Okay, y'all. My allergies and my watery eyes are causing this concealer to do the same thing that the last one did, but at least it took it this long. Do you see that break right there? Gara. Just killed my vibe. We were doing so good. You were doing so good, Milani. So good. Why you gotta go and mess up a sister's vibe like that? Again, foundation so far, I don't have any complaints. I can see where like my fine lines are starting to crease right there, but let's face it, I'm 30 years old. I don't do Botox or anything like that. So, I mean, if I have a couple fine lines, I have a couple fine lines. As long as everything's blended and matches and I still get that look I'm going for, so what if I got a couple laugh lines? You know, the world can get over it. All right, and then I'm gonna take a smaller brush this time because we're gonna go in with some darker colors. And this one is the Morphe M433. Okay, and this time I'm gonna go in with this bottom dark shade right here, and that one is called After Hours. And I just wanna hit it a couple times, just get a little bit of product on that brush. And this one, what you wanna do, you can even hold your hot eye down if you have to, you just wanna dab it right on that outer corner. And then you're kind of just like placing it, okay? Dab, 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 dab. And then once you start to dab, and see, this is another reason why I spray my face before I do this, because I know sometimes my eyes will water up because of allergies or just sometimes, you know, you poke yourself or whatever. But yeah, this little spot right here, that's not cool. I don't enjoy that. Any good concealer, it's not supposed to do that. Again, it could just be my skin, it could just be my allergies, but I'm not hating this, but I'm not loving it. All right, we're gonna do the same thing. And see, like this eye is not doing it. Like, cause I haven't had any runnage. It's like it got wet and it just wiped it all off. And again, you know, that wasn't the best setting spray that I used either. Again, this is just a drugstore makeup tutorial. And the good thing about this is though, is at least it's showing you like the flaws that can happen and the, you know, ways that you can prevent that. So like for instance, I'm learning right now that I can use this drugstore foundation, this is great, but I need to stick with my concealer and I need to stick with my setting spray that I know works. There's nothing wrong with trying out a new product by any means. Like I said, they all work differently for everybody. Me personally, I'm not happy that it's doing that. So we're gonna just move on. Can't always have it my way. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get a flat brush. As soon as I can find one, because I have 1,000 freaking brushes. Here we go. All right, so I'm gonna get a flat brush like this, you see it? And now what I'm gonna do is this shade right here and this shade. This one is called Bear It All, and this one is called In the Buff. And I'm gonna go 1, 2, 1, 2. These are both mattes. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna come from the inner corner and go up to kind of lighten this up. Again, we're brightening it and we're blending. Okay, so we're gonna bring this up. If it's not enough pigment, just get back in there, tap, tap. There we go, that's what I like. That's what Mama likes. And then I'll also take this, I'm gonna hit my upper brow bone right there just to kind of pull everything together. Now you can see I'm getting a little bit of fallback on my lashes. A trick that you can do to stop that from happening is you can get your loose powder out, and you can get a damp beauty sponge, and you can put that under your eye, and then that way if you do have any like fallout, like because you're using dark colors, it's gonna fall onto this translucent powder, and then you can just wipe it away. So we're gonna put that on there. And plus, it seems like this concealer probably could use a good bake anyways. That could be one of the reasons I'm having issues with it, because I just set it, I didn't bake it. Baking comes from like literally, you put it on your skin and it locks in your skin's body temperature. So I mean, it's literally like cooking your skin. You're not feeling fire or anything like that. It's just that it's working with your body's natural temperature. All right, so we're putting this all up through here because we're just trying to prevent any fallout, and we're hoping it's gonna help this whole under eye situation. Okay, so now I'm gonna get on the other eye with these matte on my brow bone, and see I've got some fallout coming off of it. That's why you always want to tap. You know, and that's one downside to even some really expensive palettes. I mean, you can pay a lot of money for a palette and still have fallout. So please don't like be deterred from it just because you see fallout. That's why we have these tricks. And also, the more you go, the more comfortable you get, the easier it is to like deal with the fallout. Okay. So I'm gonna go back into that first big brush that I used, and I'm just gonna kind of blend it all together so that way it looks like one big happy family. I'm gonna do that on both eyes because next is my favorite part. You can apply shimmers lots of different ways. In my personal experience, my personal preference, the way that I like to apply any type of shimmer to my eye. Sorry, I'm looking for that brush that I always use. Here it is. I like to use my Prep and Prime MAC Fix Plus. So what I do is I'm gonna take this tiny little flat brush, okay? See how tiny that is? It's the Morphe M421. Can you see that? And then we're just gonna spray with Fix Plus. And then I'm gonna get in there with this middle shade right here. And that one is called Come Hither. Oh, we coming. I'm gonna do a couple swipes in there, and then you just wanna get on your lid and just start dusting it. And the reason I like the Fix Plus is because it just gives it so much pigment. So it can take a shadow that might not have a lot of pigment in it, that might be like one you really, really have to like build and work on, and it just takes it to the next level. I mean, like just 2 strokes, and I mean, look at that beautiful, beautiful pigment. And then we're gonna get the other eye. All right, now this is the part where it's really hard to be an influencer, where you don't have good lighting and you don't have good equipment, because you kind of have like, I can't see myself right there either. So what I'm gonna do is look in my mirror, and I'm gonna look back. And I'm gonna look at everything. This side is looking great. I'm loving the highlight on this side. I'm loving the eyeshadow on this side. I'm loving the foundation, the blush, the bronze, that whole look. This side, on the other hand, I'm not happy with how this line is creasing at all. I'm really not happy about that. And I'm also not happy about how the end of my eye is it lost its concealer. So we're gonna take a little bit more of this because I'm so picky. Even though I'm not going anywhere, like it's just against my nature to be looking a hot mess. Okay. And then I'm going to kind of buff and dust away that under eye translucent powder that we had. And then over here, I'm doing the same thing, only I'm trying really hard to get that concealer back in there, but it's not, you know, you win some, you lose some, guys. And it looks like, you know, Milani is losing the concealer game. I don't like how it just completely fell apart right there. Like what I'm actually gonna do is see if I can get any fallout from the foundation on a really small like concealer brush. I like to use this one from Sephora and see if I can fix it that way, since the foundation itself seems to be setting really nicely. And I'm just gonna rub that on the back of my hand because I don't want to start off with too much because I just have this one little area that needs to match the rest of our face. Okay. And then I also like to take a brush after I get done with the sponge and just make sure I get all the excess off. Yeah, that drives me crazy. All right, so it's off. There's not much we are going to be able to do to fix this, other than literally, like, I'm just dabbing foundation in there, trying to get back what I lost, so that way I don't have that just like blankness. Can you see what I did? And you can still see where some of it's missing, so I'm literally gonna take this brush and like run it on the edge of my Tarte Shape Tape and really hope that I can. And I'm gonna have to do it on both sides because I'm gonna want them to match. Typically this wouldn't be a step that I would be taking right now, but since we had that happen, we kind of don't have a choice but to go with it. All right, and then we're just gonna tap, 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 tap. My nose is running so bad from allergies, guys. Okay. All right. I'm so not happy with this. Whatever, like I said, you win some, you lose some. That Tarte is definitely helping to diminish that, I'm gonna call it the black hole of death. But what I'm not liking is it's still noticeable that I have different products. So that's why I'm really trying to just lightly blend it in, because I don't want to blend it off. Because I'm adding to it because I'm trying to hide and conceal, hence that's why it's called concealer. Okay, guys? Okay, are you with me? That helped a little. So just as a precautionary measure, I'm going to close my eyes again and I'm going to set my face again. All right. I'm going to fan that off. Fan it off. All right, and while we're doing that, while we're waiting that to dry, we can go ahead and work on our lips. So typically, I have like a towel or something out here to take the foundation off of my lips. So I'm just gonna use my finger today because I messed all the towels up earlier when I had that disaster with that terrible, terrible foundation and concealer. Oh, it was so bad. You think that black hole was bad? Oh, you hadn't seen nothing yet. All right, so this is still drying because I put a lot on there because it really seems like this needs a lot, you know, so that way it can hold up. And we're gonna work on our lips. So I always like to moisturize them first. If I'm doing like a really dark color, I'll use my Anastasia Beverly Hills lip primer. Never tried any other brand, so I can't tell you if there's a dupe for it. I don't know. I honestly don't. I don't. When I'm doing like a nude, like I'm doing today, I'm gonna do a nude lip. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take my Essence lip liner. This is in the color Under My Skin. I'm gonna outline my lips. Now, I don't over outline my lips because at this point in my life, I'm okay with my lips. So I just outline the natural part. And then my trick to making lipstick last all day, which I'm sure you've heard other people do, is you take the lip liner, color it on there. Rub it in. See how we have a base color going? All right, and then we're gonna go in with probably my favorite drugstore lipstick of all time. It is by Maybelline and it is called Baddest Beige. Look at this, y'all, it is beautiful. Look at the swatch. Look at that color, can you see that? Oh, love it. And then I'm just gonna apply it. And then what I always like to do after I put the lipstick on is I like to go over top of it with a gloss, kind of a different color. Since this is drugstore related, I won't use what I normally use, which is Bare Minerals. I have a couple different shades of them, which I like. I actually found this good little Wet n Wild Mega Slicks lip gloss. This is in the shade Bronzeberry. So I thought, hey, it's a drugstore tutorial. We're trying out drugstore makeup, trying to see if we can find things that we like. It was like $1 and some change, so we're gonna use it. And then what I do is I kind of just hit it on the middle, not the whole entire lip. And then I bring it up. And it just gives you that nice kind of like pouty effect. All right, now since this is dry now, we can get back to our eyes because we're not necessarily finished with the eyeshadow. I was just freaking out about that concealer, so sorry about that. So we're gonna get back into the same palette we've been using, trying to make it easy on you guys so you can do this whole look with one palette. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take what's called a pencil brush, this light little fluffy little pencil brush. And I am going to dig into that middle shade it'd help if you could see that middle shade, and that is called Diamonds and Pearls. And we're gonna highlight the inner corner of our eye. And this is really just gonna help tie the whole eye together and again, give you that brightness and awakening effect that you're looking for. Or at least that I'm looking for. That's what I like. I like to look natural and awake. Even though there's nothing natural about a face full of makeup. But if done properly, it can actually look really, really freaking natural. All right, and then once I get my highlight in, can you see the difference? I mean, and you kind of blend it out a little bit. Like I said, make sure everything is nice and smooth. Oh, I'm just so not happy with this concealer. I'm sorry, I keep complaining, guys. I don't like it. I don't like it, okay? And then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get kind of a smaller brush. You can get whatever kind of brush you want, just as long as it's not like as big and giant as the ones we were using before. I'm gonna hit it with, sorry, I have so many brushes over here. I'm gonna hit it with this small little fluffy brush. I'm gonna go back into this palette And I'm gonna take this dark shade on the end right here, which is called Smokin' Hot. And I'm gonna rub it in there, and I'm gonna mix it with the first shade right here, which is called Tannation. And then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go underneath my eye, just to kind of really blow this out. And then I'm gonna take that highlighter brush that I had, and I'm just gonna blend it together. All right, we're gonna go back in there again, same shades, doing the same thing. And we're just gonna go under there. Okay, I'm gonna take my pencil brush again and just kind of blend it out. And then a trick I've been using for eyeliner lately, because it's just so fast, it's so easy, and it's just less work. As soon as I could find the brush I had in my hand, I like to take a flat angled brush. This brush right here, one end is a smudger, one end is a liner, and it's by It Cosmetic, my It brushes for Ulta. And so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take this flat line, I'm gonna run it in this bottom shade right here. No, I lied, I'm gonna run in this middle shade because that's brown, that one's more of a black. That middle shade is called Untamed, and I'm gonna give it like 2 swipes, and I'm gonna tap it. And I know you're not supposed to do this, but this is how I've always done my eyeliner. And I'm an old 30-year-old woman stuck in my ways. It works for me. Do your eyeliner however you want to do your eyeliner. I pull my eye and I come across. And you see how I keep the pointed end this way, and I bring it across. And then that's just gonna help give this more of that, you know, just dramatic look that we're going for. We're gonna do the same thing on the other eye. And then I'm gonna take it just once, tap it, and I'm gonna bring it underneath, almost like that. But I'm not gonna bring this all the way out. I kind of just wanna focus it on my outer corner. Then we're gonna hit it once. We're gonna do the other eye, exact same thing. We're just gonna try to focus that on that outer corner. All right, now at this point, I'm gonna go in with a nude. This is Essence as well, a nude eyeliner. This is waterproof and it's called Silky Nude. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take it into the inside of my waterline. I know this looks weird at first. You can skip this step if you want, if you're not comfortable with it, but it just makes a huge difference. And then especially once we put some mascara on, you're really gonna see this pull together. And then the brows as well. So I like to do my brows before my mascara, because when I do my mascara, I go like this. And when I do my brows, I'm kind of like this. And so I don't want the mascara to be touching everything. So we're gonna go into our brows first. So what I do first thing when I'm doing my brows is I get my Anastasia Beverly Hills. This is the number 12. This end applies, and then this end is my spoolie. This is my all-time absolute favorite spoolie. That is something else I'm on the hunt for, is a good eyebrow pencil in general. Drugstore, fancy, I don't care what. My favorite one was by Bare Minerals. They discontinued it. I tried the Anastasia Beverly Hills one, and I think I just got a bad one because it was broken when it came. I'm sure I could have returned it, replaced it, whatever. I just didn't even want to fool with it because I think I was just so upset at the time about not having my Bare Minerals pencil that I was just like, whatever, I'm going to throw a fit, I'm over it. So then what I'm going to do is take the pencil that I do currently have. I mean, a lot of people call it a dupe for the Anastasia Beverly Hills. I mean, I don't mind it. It's the NYX Professional Makeup Micro Brow Pencil. I'm in the shade Blonde. And where I have really thin eyebrows, I like that it has a thin pencil. So how I go in with my brows is I tilt my head, and I always start from here and go out first, and then I work on the inside. And because I have such little brows, I try not to fill them in too much, like overdrawing, because it just doesn't look right on my face. You do your brows however you want to. Just remember that your brows are sisters. They are not twins. They're not fraternal twins. They're not identical twins. They are sisters. And when you're first learning, sometimes they look like second cousins. I mean, we can all just be real. So as you can, if you can see, what I'm doing is I'm just going in there and I'm shaping out my brow with my natural hairline, and I'm kind of dragging that tail down, give a little more depth. I'm filling in. I don't have those cute little natural hairs there, so I draw that kind of up. Then I'm going to take my spoolie, I'm going to brush it up, brush it a little over, keep it down, and then I'm going to use a cheat sheet today instead of my normal Anastasia Beverly Hills Dip Brow Pomade, which is my absolute favorite, just because I need to shorten this video up, but I'm trying to show you easy tricks. So this is by Laura Geller. It's called the Brow Sculpting Marker. And if you can see, it's got 3 prongs on it. So it's really, really good product. She makes a lot of great stuff. But so I can go up and get that definition. And then this is also going to help to darken up, because even if you have like perfect eyebrows, you should always, always, always use an eyebrow pencil if you're using makeup. Look at the difference of just how much more put together. Like, it just looks so washed out over here because we haven't done anything. You know what I mean? Like, look at that one versus that one. Yeah, I know. I know, it's amazing. Makeup is amazing. And so, like I said, I'm not going to use my Dip Brow Pomade today. I'm just going to stick with these 2 products. Sometimes I use all 3. It depends on, you know, what kind of mood I'm in. Oh, I thought it was my kid. I was like, oh God, please no. Don't come in while I'm almost finished with the video, because we're almost done. Okay. Spooled that one, and now we're just going to go to this eyebrow and do the exact same thing. We're going to start in the middle, work our way down, leaning our head sideways. We're building that tail. We're following our natural hairline. Good lighting and a good mirror is also really important for this. Like I said, I'm working on the lighting. I thought I would like the lighting out here better because it was going to be like natural light, but to be honest with you, I'm not liking it like any better or any worse. What do y'all think? I feel like I kind of like wasted my time bringing like all my makeup out here, because I brought a lot of it out here. You can't see it right now, but after the horrible episode with the first video and that terrible foundation and concealer, I was like, oh God, we got to bring out all the things. We need all the things to, yeah. So let's just go back in with our Laura Geller, and we're going to sculpt her up. And I like this because you can take light strokes and you can take heavy strokes, and you can really take the time to get the definition that you're looking for. And we're just doing the same thing. Like I said, if you really, really wanted to be bold with it, you could by all means get in there with your brow pomade. You can continue going with your pencil. For me, I just wanted them to match my face, and I think they match my face. So then what I like to do is I like to set them. And I'm going to go in with the NYX Control Freak Eyebrow Gel. And you want to do this the same way you do the spoolie, because it is a spoolie. So you're going to go up, and then you want these bad boys to lay down and not go anywhere. So you don't want to spread the side part up. You want to spread that down. All right, let's do the other side. All right. Okay. So let's take a step back. Let's look at our work. Make sure that I would actually go out in public like this. Again, the only thing that's bothering me is just these sides. My laugh lines, I can deal with that. Just where I had to take my handy dandy Tarte sharp tape. That's a tongue twister, okay? Everybody messes that one up. And I had to fix it, so I just really want to make sure that that's blended in and it's not like extremely noticeable that I did that. Okay. Loving this lip color. Loving it. Loving this blush as well. All right, so now we're gonna do our eyelashes. Now when you're doing falsies, I don't recommend that you curl them. I recommend that you just put a layer of mascara on. You can use any kind of mascara that you want when you're using falsies, because falsies are really what's gonna add the dynamic to it. So I'm gonna go in with one of my all-time go-to favorite mascaras of all time, Lash Domination by Bare Minerals. It's in the color Intense Black. All my mascaras are black. I've never used any other color. And then you get to see the funny face that I make when I do my my eyelashes, excuse me. And I'm also gonna do one at a time, just because, like, if y'all don't believe me when I say that mascara is like legit the most important part, if you don't, like, if you stuck me on an island and told me, Cress, you only get to have one makeup product, it would be mascara. I absolutely freaking love the difference that it makes. And then you want to hit down here. Gotta get those bottom lashes. And I feel like it just ties the whole look together. Now, if you didn't want to do falsies, you don't have to at this point. I mean, look at the difference. I mean, it's making. But me, I'm gonna be extra today, and since, like I said, we're doing the whole thing, I bought drugstore eyelashes as well that I wanted to try out. I've been really loving the Lily eyelashes, and I've really been loving the Ardell, which is some that people had told me about, and I think that they are just absolutely wonderful. But today we're going to use drugstore falsies, so that way my video is, you know, kind of staying true to what it is, which is a full face of drugstore. And typically in my vanity room, I have Q-tips in case I mess up like I just did from talking. Because let's be honest, it doesn't take as long when you're not talking and you're not trying to like show someone your every single move. Like, trust me, this look that I just did, I can do all of this in 15 minutes, if not less. I mean, seriously, it's not. It doesn't take me long at all. All right, so the lashes that I got to try, and I got the matching glue. I got them, they're Kiss, and they are called Flirty. Look so natural. Now, what I am gonna have to do, because I typically use a bobby pin to put my glue on. Maybe I'll like this glue applicator, I don't know. But I don't have my tweezers or my tools, so I am gonna run off for a second and go get that, because we really need those to apply our false lashes, okay? So I'll BRB. Sorry about that. I'm back, guys. Hopefully before this video is posted, maybe I can get someone to like take a look and edit it, and maybe like edit that part out, and maybe some of like the other parts that like you don't really need to see, like me fixing my bun right now, but whatever. All right, so this is just a nice little lash tool. Sometimes I use tweezers. I don't know where they're at right now. It's really dangerous to use tweezers, so I don't recommend it, but it is easy. And then I like the end of a bobby pin to put it on the lashes. So when you get a pack of lashes, okay, this one goes here and this one goes here, okay? So think about it like that, like it's already set up for your eyes. And you always want to measure them out on your lid. This is why I like my tweezers to get them off, because I don't want to rip them. Before you start putting glue on or doing, you know what I'm saying, like anything like that, because sometimes you have to cut them. And I really hope that I don't have to cut these, because I don't have my scissors and I don't want to have to get up again. Okay. Oh, these things got a nice little stick to them. See how it's nice and round like that? Like that's how you want it to be. All right, so what you kind of want to do is place it. Make sure you're not like gluing it on your actual eyelashes. You want to glue it like as close but not touching them, okay? So before you like get any glue or anything on there, you just kind of want to like sit it on there and kind of just see how it's gonna fall. All right, and I think I can get away without cutting these, guys. I think we're in luck. I think we're in luck now. All right, and then I also, like I said, just to like stay with it, I got the Kiss Lash Adhesive. I should have opened it up. Again, like I said, I'm hoping that maybe I can get someone to edit this particular video before I post it. If not, then whatever. We're having fun. We're doing makeup. We're learning, okay? So we're going to get our handy dandy eyelash tool. And again, you want to make sure, and how you can always like tell is because, I lied, that's the wrong eye. Because I was looking in the wrong way. Because the shorter lashes go here and the longer part go there. So this one is technically for this eye. I measured the wrong one. Sorry, y'all. My bad. But yeah, this is still, I think we're still going to be okay. I think we're going to make it. Because I have a trick for after applying falsies as well. Another reason why I didn't put a whole lot of eyeliner on, and you're gonna see that. So let's get our glue. And what you wanna do is you wanna get the glue right along that strip, not on the lashes, on the strip. And you can put as much on there as you want, but the key is you wanna let it dry. That's where a lot of people really mess up, is they're like, oh my God, I get my lash on before my glue dries. And if you do that, then it's gonna be a hot mess, okay? It's gonna be falling all over the place. And the cool thing about this one is, I don't know if you can see it, but it dries to a blue color when it's ready to put on, this Kiss one. Not all of them do that. They make like different colors, different brands. But I'm noticing that on this Kiss one as we're getting, it's hard for you guys to see. It's drying blue, so we like that. So then what we're gonna do is, we're just gonna kinda get it on there in a really awkward way. And then I like to take my finger, and this is the tricky part. This is why I like tweezers, because I have to get it down to where I want it. And this is also another reason why you want to let that glue dry, so that way you can move this bitch where it needs to go. Okay. That needs to come down a little bit. And if you've ever watched most YouTube beauty influence videos, they usually skip this part, and this is why, because falsies are a great like after effect, but they can be a freaking pain in the butt sometimes, especially ones that you've never used before. That's why I had mentioned a couple of brands like that I really like. I also really like the Duo Gel. I think it's really great. I'm not doing falsies on both of these, just FYI, because I just want to show you guys the difference. But I'll be really honest with you, I don't know if I am feeling these. I really don't. Like, it might be kind of interfering. We're gonna see. And I don't like how it's just not sticking on there like it's supposed to. Not knocking these Kiss eyelashes by any means, but they're this glue is definitely kind of making my eye water. So I might not mess around with this too terribly much longer. Like I said, I should have grabbed a pair. I should have known that today has been a complete disaster and to stick with what I know, but that was the whole point of this video, is just so we can learn together. Yeah, we're gonna have to re-glue these. And like I said, technically I should have cut them. We need some more on the edges. That's where I really need that glue. Let it dry. And then, yes, get in there, queen. This is, like I said, also why tweezers are really handy, because they work much better than your fingers. And then press it down, so that way it's on there, it's not going anywhere. Get it as close to your lash line as possible. Sorry, that paused out on us for a second. Yeah, I'm not digging these this glue. I'm sorry. The lashes, I don't think it's the lashes necessarily. I mean, yeah, I could have cut them, but I really think it's more the glue than anything else that I'm not digging. And as you can see, like, it started to make my eye water again, and so where that creased. So this is the final look. An hour and 21 minutes later of struggle bussin' with drugstore products. But you know what? I'm feeling it. I'm feeling it, y'all. What do you think? Y'all feeling it? You liking it? Like I said, other than this not being water resistant like it's supposed to, and doing that right there, I feel like a Monet. Like, from back, I look great. And then up close, it's just like, what are you doing, girl? Like, it's not doing that over there, but it's doing it over there. All right, guys. Well, this has been a really long video. We have had some ups and some downs today, but like I said, I just wanted to get some video time in. I wanted to get some makeup in. I wanted to really let you guys just see some natural lighting. Like I said, this right here is my biggest thing that I'm not happy about, would be the concealer, how it's not holding up like it should right there. You know, like, if my eye's watering like that, and I've set it with powder and I've set it with spray, then we shouldn't have that problem. Sorry, y'all, getting a peek into my life. Now, if you look over here on this side, though, like, that's okay. Like, that's decent. And then we did mess our mascara up. Oh, you can see all the makeup I have over there now. I told you I like freaked out earlier because this tutorial was just, oh my God, it was just that drugstore foundation. So my final thoughts are, I am not a fan of the Kiss glue. I'm gonna stick to my duo. I'm not gonna blame it on the lashes, because it was definitely the glue. It just wasn't sticking the way that I liked it to stick, and it wasn't getting close enough. We'll also blame that on I didn't have tweezers. I was just really trying to show you guys the like dramatic effect of a big like falsie, but I mean, you guys have seen it 1,000 times. I was also trying to help you like with some tips and tricks on how to apply them. However, I did not have all the tools that I needed, so that is my fault, and I'm sorry. But this is our final look. See how we just like natural and awake, and we got our nice bronze and our nice highlight. Yeah, other than this, like, if I could just, I'm digging it. Some Milani foundation, you get a thumbs up from me. Wet n Wild, you're getting a thumbs up from me. I'm liking this blush. I'm liking this bronzer. I'm also digging the gloss that I put over top of my Maybelline lipstick. Like I said, I'm not going to hate on those lashes just quite yet, just because, like I said, I'm just not a fan of that glue. I should have stuck with what I'd known. But I hope you guys had fun playing around with me today and going crazy with me over these products. And please let me know other videos that you would like to see, other looks that you would like to see, other products you would like me to see. my next video that I plan on doing, I do plan on doing like a me video, like my favorite products on my face, my go-to looks. You know, I want to do something that shows just my personality, my favorite makeups. But again, like this palette that I used today, this Milani palette, that's always been in my collection. I love it. This foundation I will definitely use again. Bronzer definitely use again. The blush I will definitely use again. As far as both of these concealer goes, the Milani and the, I can't even find them, I threw them both, and the e.l.f., I will probably only use those for brightening these areas. But I mean, look at that. That is, it's not bad. Not bad at all. All right. Well, I hope you guys have a great day. And again, thank you so much for watching my channel. I wish so much peace and love to all of you. And I look forward to seeing you guys again. And don't forget to hit the subscribe button. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. And if you want more notifications on when I post videos, just hit the little bell at the top. Bye.